When I say to simplify, what's the first thing you have to do? GCF or factor, right? So the top one, I have 6x plus 24. What can I GCF or factor out of there? A 6. So I'm going to take a 6 out. So that would be 6. And then what would be left over? Maybe that works. What would be left over? X plus 4. The bottom one, I have to factor. That means I need 2 parentheses factoring. X plus 3 and X plus 4. What happens to X plus 4 divided by X plus 4? They cancel out. So what will my final answer be? 6 over X plus 3, comma, X cannot equal -4, or X cannot equal -3. You need both of them, okay? What do you mean all together? Like -4, comma, -3 is fine, yes, okay? Find a seat, let's go. All right, so today, if you do not know how to do this, you're going to be in trouble because you have to be able to do this before we can multiply and divide. So Joshua, you're causing a disturbance. Find a seat now. Making everybody move is not what you're supposed to be doing. All right, in your notes is where we are. We are on 4.2. So today we are multiplying and dividing. And if you can multiply, you can divide because in fractions, it's the exact same thing. So when we're multiplying, you have to factor completely. That's what topic 1 was, or 4.1. Cancel out your common factors. You can only cancel up and down or diagonal. You cannot cancel side to side. That's not canceling, okay? So no side to side. So up and down or diagonal. And then number 3, you will multiply the remaining factors and numerators of denominators, all those things, okay? So number 1A says 7 divided by X plus 3 times X minus 2 over 5. Is there anything to simplify? No. So then I can just multiply straight across. So what this really says is 7 times X minus 2 over 5 times X plus 3. I would allow you to leave it like this because it can't simplify anymore. Can you distribute it out? Absolutely. Do you have to? No, I'm not going to make you, okay? And just for good practice, what can X not equal? X cannot equal -3, okay? All right, so number 2 says X minus 3 over X plus 5. There's nothing there for me to simplify, so it will stay the same. X minus 3 over X plus 5 times. I have a 10X plus 50. What can I take out of there? A 10. So when I take that out, I'll have 10 times X plus 5. And in my denominator, what can I take out? A 7, and I will have X minus 3. So now I can try to simplify or cancel out. I can cancel out up and down or diagonal, okay? So x plus 5 and x plus 5 would cancel out. It's the exact same thing. X minus 3 and x minus 3 would cancel out. It's the exact same thing. So what's the only thing I have left? 10/7. And if I were to ask you what could x not equal, you would tell me x could not equal -5 and x could not equal 3. Very good. I'll tell you, just one second, Jay. I'll tell you right now that on your test, there's only one section that specifically says you must tell me what x cannot equal. But it is good practice to keep doing it so you understand that. Okay? Question? Because, so how did I get this right, or this right here is because I put x plus 3 equals 0. And then I solved to get x equals -3, correct? If I put 5 equals 0, can 5 ever equal 0? So that doesn't even make sense. If it said 5x, could 5x equal 0? Yes. So if it has a letter, you have to include it, okay? Good question. All right, try number or letter C. You might need to go up to the side to have a little more space in order to factor out the numerator. So try to factor this out completely to have the most simplified fractions. Before you cancel, maybe look up to see if we got the same simplified factors. You need help? Let me know. Okay. I went to go factor it, so if I can't factor with the 3 in front, I have to do slide and divide. Because I know 9x squared is perfect, and I know -4 is perfect, so that's a difference of perfect squares. If you don't know, then you can slide and divide. Guys, if you don't know this right here is a perfect, both of these are perfect squares, then you can rewrite it as 9x squared plus 0x minus 4. And then I can slide and divide. So when I multiply, I get 36. And then I get a +6 and a -6 to get a 0. So if you need to rewrite it with a 0x, then rewrite it with a 0x. You can get your factor. If you have the same factors I do, there's one more thing I can actually factor out. I can take a negative out, so I have another factor that cancels. So pay attention real quick. We all see that 3x plus 2 cancels out. Do we agree with that? Okay. This one says 2 minus x, and then I have one that says like x minus 2. Well, those are pretty similar, but they're not the same. What can I take out of this 2 minus x in order to make it look the same? A negative. So I can rewrite this -3x, which would then give me a -2 plus x, or x minus 2.
So you can divide, like, since even though it's on the other side of the multiplication sign, you should divide that by the other denominator.
What do you, I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean divide it by something?
Like,
Cancel
like,
out? You can cancel up and down. So I can cancel up and down, or I can cancel diagonal. I cannot cancel side by side. Okay, so up and down or diagonal. So because these are on the diagonal, my x minus 2's can cancel. So I have 4x plus 2 remaining in the numerator. And in the denominator, I have a negative 3x and then a 3x minus 2. And if you were to tell me everything x could not answer, how many of them would there be? There would be 4 of them. Because 3x, so this can't equal 0. This, and this. Okay, so there's a lot of them if you were to tell me that. You have to understand how to simplify. Sorry, if you don't understand how to factor and simplify, you need to get into IXL and you need to start practicing. Okay. So let's go to division, because I told you if you can multiply, you can divide. Because the only thing is KCF. Keep, change, flip. So you keep the first, you change division becomes multiplication, and then you flip the second. My suggestion is you do that first before you do any simplifying. Go rewrite your problem. So first of all, this says x plus 5. How can I write x plus 5 as a fraction? Over 1. So I'm going to keep x plus 5 over 1. My division becomes multiplication. And then I'm going to flip the second fraction. So it'd say x plus 9 is now on top. X minus 2 is in the denominator. Do I need to simplify anything? Can I factor anything out? Can I cancel anything out? No. So then how could I write my final answer? X plus 5 times x plus 9 all over x minus 2. Okay. No, don't worry about that. If you want to, you can for good practice. You don't have to, and it's not on the answer key to determine the undefined, okay? But if you'd like to, you can. Yes, ma'am. No, you can distribute, that's fine. So if you put x squared plus 14x plus 45 on top, that's perfectly fine, okay? All right, so let's go do letter B. So write the first, flip the second. So if you want to rewrite it, I'd rewrite it first, just so you know what you're doing. That's up to you. I don't know if you've also noticed, but I like to use parentheses around things I know can no longer simplify, because then it kind of tells me I'm done with that piece, okay? So everybody should be simplifying the left fraction to get numbers, hopefully. And once you get your fractions, then you can start simplifying or canceling out. So which ones can I cancel out? X plus 3's can cancel out. X minus 4's can cancel out. So what am I left with? X plus 2 over x minus 3. Very good. Okay. You only have to do it if the directions tell you to. The directions don't tell me to. If you want to for good practice, then yes, I would. Okay. That's up to you. So y'all, here's why I keep the parentheses, because some of you even did this on the test we just took. If you have this, there were at least 3 of you that did this. Is that possible? No, because that X is holding on to a plus sign. So I like to put it in parentheses because it shows my eyes they have to stay together, that X and that 2. Do you have to put it in parentheses? I don't care. It's your choice. All right, see if you can do letter C. Remember, when I have a whole number, it's over 1. So you got to flip the whole thing. Careful with your letters, it's not X. Yes, because if you noticed yesterday, there were some that had both an X. This one right here, yesterday, had both an X and a Y in it. So you gotta be very careful with what letters you're using. Can y squared plus 9 be simplified into 2 factors? No, what in that one symbol in there, what told you it cannot be simplified? The plus sign, it has to be a minus sign in order to simplify, okay?
What do you say, you can't do like y, like plus 3?
No, right here, because if you did y plus 3 and y plus 3, that would actually give me y squared, and you would have a plus 9, but then you have 3y and 3y, which would be a plus 6y, and that's not what we started with, right? Okay. So when I cancel things out, I end up with y plus 4 over 7y, y squared plus 9. Questions? Okay, then the rest of today, you are just practicing. I will put the answer key should be on Schoology. I will check. If not, I'll just put it on the front and I'll make sure it's on Schoology by the end of today. It is not. So I will put the answer key up on the front desk so you can come check your answers. Tomorrow, we are adding and subtracting, so make sure you're here, please. Just a second. My answer key's up here, guys. Come check.